With 2023 winding down to a close, what better time than now to rank all 10 updates from this year on this tier list. So we got all 10 updates down at the bottom. I'm actually recording this before the last update drops, but I already know what it is. It's the What If update. We're getting Cohorty and other stuff. So I'll rank that one last just based on my anticipated value, but you know, historically December updates haven't been too banger. But yeah, let's go ahead and rename these categories before we get started. S tier is like game changing, so I think game changing makes sense to call it game changing. What would be below that? Like that's just like an excellent update, a very like excellent, yeah, an excellent update. Or yeah, like okay update, and then just like shit tier. Yeah, there have definitely been some shit tier updates. Okay. So the way that this is going to work is I'm going to go in order, right, from chronologically from the first update of the year to the last update of this year. And then we're also going to be considering within the update everything that happened after the main update all the way up until the next update. So, for example, the Moon Temple Defenders Part 2, which is this one here, which I'm probably, no joke, going to put in shit tier. That one, it's gonna be that plus all of the meaty, like the mini updates, all of the mid-month updates, mid-month patches, all the way up until right before the AntMan update. And then the AntMan and the Quantumania update is everything from there all the way up just before the Sinister 6 update. So with Moon Temple Defenders, we got these uniforms for White Tiger and Shadow Shell, which were bad uniforms, lazy skill animations. We got a pretty bad uniform for Miles with a shit leadership. He did get his artifact, which was nice, but that's about it. We then got Spider-Man Tier 4, which was really nice, and we got Chasm and Arachnite, which were pretty cool because they're like a SpiderVerse kind of thing, and there was also Infinity Warps. So honestly, the second half, the mid-month updates carried this way harder than the Moon Temple Defender stuff, but all in all, I feel like it was a pretty mid-ass update. And you know, just it didn't add any like updates to like game modes and shit like that. So honestly, I think this is, for now at least, this is a shit tier update. I would say one of the worst updates of the year. And the way that I want to rank this is like it should be pretty balanced, right? Like not all of the updates were good, not all the updates were bad. So we should see updates sort of, you know. Up next, we have the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Now, this one added, of course, Ant-Man Tier 4. It added the legendary battle for Ant-Man. The mid-month was Professor X and Kitty Pryde. And then the Giant Man shit. That was, like, okay. It wasn't too bad. I still don't think it was a very good update overall. I don't know. I think I would still call it shit tier. I actually think it might have been worse. The year started off really bad. I distinctly remember the year starting off really bad for Marvel Future Fight, and a lot of people being like, what's going on? Is this game like dying? But then in March, things got a lot better. In March, we got the Sinister 6 update, which was a surprise. They did a full update for the Sinister 6. You know, Red Goblin was huge. I remember the sneak peek for him was super cool. Dr. Octopus was dope. I wasn't a fan of his Tier 4 at the time, but hey, I've made mistakes before. The mid-month there's actually two mid-months. There was Thanos Harvester for April Fools, which was kind of cringe, but also kind of good because Thanos has like nothing on the horizon for him. And then we also got Sharon. Sharon was big, and especially for free-to-plays, Sharon was huge. So, and like low spender. So I think it's actually a pretty solid update. I would say this is an excellent update. I would put that pretty high up on the list. And then we get to the anniversary. So this was the 9.0 update. This is the one that shifted things to the new number. We get the Guardians of the Galaxy, which was really bad. If I had to just rate it based on Guardians of the Galaxy, this would be shit tier because it was just so bad. Rocket and Groot were terrible. Gamora was good. Mantis was okay. Nebula got shafted beyond belief. They completely ignored Drax. And Star-Lord was like whatever besides tier 4. But then they did drop Adam Warlock, which was really nice. And I believe this update also had some like content upgrades as well. Was this where they introduced Otherworld Battle? I think this is when they introduced Otherworld Battle. So that makes it very good. That makes it okay. I kind of want to say it makes it excellent. Adam Warlock was really nice for sure, but I feel like a lot of the rest of the update was not very good. It's tough. It's tough. We'll put it in excellent for now, but it may end up getting bumped down to okay. After that, we got the Across the Spider-Verse. This is a massive banger of an update. So good. Almost all the characters, like Spot was really nice, and that was like our first character of the year. So people were like super, or after Cassie, which doesn't even really count. But yeah, Spot was really nice to see him finally getting added. Miles got an insane upgrade. Gwen got an insane upgrade. And then the mid-months were crazy too, because we got Wolverine tier 4 and we got Sabretooth with a brand new uniform. Yeah, that one was kind of a banger. We also had the 3,000 day celebration for the Deadpool thing with the Deadpool thing. That was really nice. I don't know if I would call this a game-changing update. But it wasn't. I think it was an excellent update. Maybe I'm overvaluing the Sinister 6 update. Because you gotta consider like game modes and stuff like that. Okay, let's leave it like that for now, but let's continue on because I'm still trying to remember some of these updates. War of the Realms is the next big update. Odin was initially a bit of a lackluster tier 4 for sure, but then we also got Kang as a brand new character after his World Boss Legend had been dropped a couple of updates ago. I can't remember exactly when the World Boss Legend dropped, if it was here or if it was here, but those were both good updates whenever it dropped. We also had Angela as a support, Malekith, Enchantress, so we got some nice supports. We then got the seasonal uniforms as well during the Odin update for Luna and Mysterio. Luna is kind of a game changer, I have to say. Luna's kind of a game changer. She kind of just like blew up the game and made everybody else so irrelevant. So I think she has to, she kind of has to get her due there as well. Kang, Kang is interesting because I don't know if his World Boss Legend stage or him as a character had more brought more value to the game. I'm not exactly 100% clear on that, because if it's the character, then it makes this update even stronger. If it's the stage, then it's one of these updates, right? So yeah, interesting to think about. You guys can be up down below with your comments on that, whether you think it's the character or the stage for Kang that's more valuable. But let's move on to the X-Force update. This one had the craziest sneak peeks for Cable, Omega Red, Strife. I think at first this was seen as more of a game-changing update. It was like huge new metas, mutants coming back, and then the mid-month was Black Panther and Shuri. I think it kind of clapped, but I think at the same time there was, I don't know, there was something kind of missing. Like Black Panther wasn't quite as insane as you wanted him to be. Domino was kind of a letdown a little bit. Shuri was kind of too little too late. I think it's an okay update. I would say it's an okay update. Man, the sneak peeks were so crazy though for that update. The sneak peeks were nutty for that update. Woo. And then we move on to Midnight Suns. This was the Halloween update. We got Man-Thing as a new character, which was massive. Doctor Strange, which was kind of mixed. Sister Grimm, Dr. Voodoo. Then the mid-month was Ghost Rider and Sin. I think this was a pretty big update. I don't know. Was it a game-changing update though? I don't know. This is when they introduced the Team Up collection, right? I believe this was the update for the Team Up collection. I feel like that alone makes it game-changing because of the Team Up collection. As much as I hate the Team Up collection, and trust me, I hate the Team Up collection, it did change the game, and it did give Wales a very obvious advantage that they now can just ride out for the time being. So yeah, I do think it's game-changing. I think it would be much more obviously game-changing if Doctor Strange had been just straight up better, but that's the dev's fault. So I think there's kind of like a pretty big gap between this update and this update, or you could argue that maybe it should be like that, and then that more accurately reflects, because I mean, man, I know a lot of people that came back for Across the Spider-Verse, bro. That update was pretty lit. Yeah, that might actually be considered a game changer. It didn't have as many like meta game changers, especially because Spider-Gwen got replaced so quickly, but I still think it's a pretty solid update. Maybe that makes more sense though. And then most recently we experienced the Marvels update with Sylvie, Loki as the mid-month, and then of course Captain Marvel, Spectre, Miss Marvel, and Nick Fury. Now this update also updated that's when they updated the ABL rewards to include the tokens, which is nice, and the tier 4 materials. That's a game changer in and of itself. So like the reward buffs were a game changer, but the characters were terrible. So I don't know. I think it's just an okay update. I don't think it's an excellent or game changer, because it's sort of about like you have to do both, and the characters are so bad besides Captain Marvel, right? Maybe I'm being a bit of a hater. Maybe it's more excellent. The reward changes were excellent. The reward changes were very good. But is that enough? I don't know. And I think it was this update, or was it this update, where they introduced the timeline survival event mode. That was amazing. That was so nice. That was really, really nice. Yeah. Huh. And then we come to the what if. I don't really have too much to say about this. Obviously, I'm happy for Kahorti being added as a new character. I think depending on what they add, there's opportunity for a lot of awesome stuff. Obviously, like Hela getting an upgrade in a tier 4 could be huge to replace Jean. Nebula getting a tier 4 and a uniform would be huge because combat female. But then you have like the possibility of Cap getting a female Peggy uniform, which would be also insane. Or Peggy being added as like an insanely powerful combat female hero tier 3, which would also be really cool. Peggy Carter. You have like, there's a lot of options. Uatu, World Boss Legend. Like there's tons of things they could do. I kind of want to be hype about it. I hope that, my hope is that What If Season 2 lives up to these expectations. I actually think it might live up to these expectations here, but keep in mind I have a bit of a bias. I love Marvel Future Fight, so I'm going to rank things a little bit more generously than some people. Like some players might rank it like this, right? Some people are like, the game sucks, the game's trash, Alex, okay? The game's not good. You know, some people would definitely do this. I'm not going to screw it up like that. But yeah, this is what I think it eventually is going to look like. But hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. What were the top 10? Like, how were the top 10 updates for you? I'm going to have this as a live tier maker vote, so you can go ahead and vote for yourself. But yeah, hit me up in the comments down below and let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.